Hello, my interior design family. Welcome to the channel. My name is Tia, and today I want to tell you a little bit about how I started my interior design journey, my interior design business. So, for me, I've always been into decorating and making sure things in the house looked pretty, and I've been like that since I was a child, ever since I can remember. I can remember caring about the sofas that my parents bought in the house, or how my bedroom was arranged. This is something that has always been on my mind and something I actually cared about to improve, and I was always interested in improving those. So I think there's always been a side to me that enjoyed interior design, but the time I really realized that this was actually something I wanted to do was when I was, I believe, 19 or 20 years old. I was studying business at the time in London at King's College London, and I was designing or decorating my own room. I was moving into a new house with my friends, and I was so excited. I went to all the local home decor stores that I loved at the time, and I was looking for things to decorate my room with, and I just loved that experience so much. I mean, at that point, all it was just a realization that I loved this experience, but I wasn't really thinking about actually doing as a career at that point, though there was something in the back of my mind that was just like buzzing to like, this is so fun, this is so exciting. And I think I was really good at it in terms of like where to find the items and getting everything in the right price range, doing all the colors and everything. I was so like really happy. So I mean, since I was a child, I enjoyed it. And then now again, in my early 20s, I was enjoying it again. When I then finished my master's degree, I studied business at a master's in business at IE Business School in Madrid. And when I graduated, I was kind of in that space where every graduate gets to, right? Okay, so now you have your degree and it's time to do the job. And for me, every time I think about the job, I would think about, oh my goodness, I think I want to do my own thing. I want to do my own business. And I started a job at the time, just with my business degree. However, like it was still within the first 3 months of starting that job, and within me, I was still so soul searching and figuring out, what do I really want, because something just didn't feel right. And I knew that the reason I went to study business was to start my own business. I never really went to study business management with the idea of working in corporate, but because everybody does that, I just kind of followed the train at the time and did what was expected of me, and what made sense as well to myself at the time. But if I went back to my original reason why I went to study business, it was always because I wanted to start my own thing, and I knew that from the age of 16. So I then started soul searching to be like, okay, so you want to do your own business, but then what do you want it to be about? And then I remembered something that I loved since, as I say, since I was a child, and that was interior design. And I came upon it like in the most unexpected of ways. As I say, I was soul searching. I was asking myself really hard questions about what I enjoy and what I love. And I just decided at that time that I love interior design so much. And as well, I loved living in Europe. Like I love my experience in Madrid, and I was ready to go to a new city in Europe, and I decided to go to Florence. Everything just happened like an overnight experience, and all of a sudden experience for me, to be honest. But I then went to look for interior design schools, and according to Google at that time, one of the top interior design schools was this school that I found in Florence. So I was like, serendipity, how can it be that I'm thinking about going to Florence? And then at the same time, there's this there's this school, interior design school, that's also like in Florence. I was just like, wow, that's just like, it's divine, like, you know, it was meant to be. So I decided to apply and I got in. I actually got into two schools at the time, but I picked the one that made more sense to me, because for personal reasons, I wanted to study furniture design as part of my degree as well. And the school that I ended up going to had a furniture design module in it. So that was the winner of the two schools. And so I packed my bags and I went off to Florence. Of course, it was a beautiful experience being in Florence and being surrounded by all the art and the architecture and the food and just the buzz of the Italian culture and the people that I met there, students and locals. Like, everything is so beautiful about being in Italy and being in Florence. And I'm sure if you have visited Florence, you know how magical of a place it is. It's just, yeah, it takes my breath away personally. Like, the first time I went, I was just like, wow. So apart from that beauty of Florence, what I also really appreciated about my experience was that I also went with a purpose, and I went with the intention to study interior design, and that led me to stay in Florence for a really long time, for many years. After studying, I also then worked there, and it's also where I started my interior design business in the end. So first I studied the interior design degree, and then I went to do an internship in London at a London interior design studio. They do residential as well as commercial, and at the time I was there, well, they were also doing celebrity clients, and we were dealing with an international celebrity, which was really exciting and really fun to be a part of. That's when I was an intern, of course. And then after my internship, I had spoken to a lot of people, like in the industry and as well as at the company that I was interning for, and I just kept feeling that pull to actually work for myself. I mean, here I was, I had already studied the business degree, bachelor and master, and then now I had my interior design degree as well, and then now I was working at a studio. So I just felt like listening to everyone's stories and also reflecting on my own experience, that actually maybe going at it alone was the best thing for me to do. So I took that knowledge that I had gained working at that London studio. I went back to Florence to finish my degree and in interior design, and I then started working there. Eventually, I started my business in Florence as well. And that was a very exciting chapter of my life. Now, as of filming this video, I'm back in the UK, running the same business. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and share a little bit of a story about how I got into interior design, so that if you're watching my channel, whether it's today or in the future, and you're wondering how did she decide to start an interior design business or to an interior design career, that is how it started. It was just a passion that I had as a child, a love of designing and spaces and colors that I had as a child, combined with my business knowledge from my degrees, as well as combined with studied interior design from Florence. So all those things combined together led me to having the business that I have today, which I'm very excited about. And I just wanted to say before I go that darlings, if you are interested in starting your own business, whether it's an interior design or something else, I do have an easy business course, which I'm going to link underneath this video. And that course, I go through everything that I went through starting my own business. and as well as everything that I studied during my master's and my bachelor's in business school to start a business. So if you're interested in starting your own thing and you don't know where to start, that could be a good place to go. As there is also a freebie, a free masterclass for that. So yeah, do go down below and find those free business or free interior design masterclasses so that you can start your own journey in interior design or business if that's what you like. And I'm really excited about business and being a business owner, and also helping anyone that wants to brand themselves. Yeah, all the resources for everything I have will be linked below if you'd like to join. But otherwise, my darlings, I will say goodbye, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.